These are very prominent are the lymph stagnation. You see that yellowish color, that orange yellow color, that's lymph stagnation. When you see it orange, so that is sulfur and candida. Okay, when you see it yellow, it's moving to the subacute level of lymph stagnation. Essentially means your kidneys and lymphatic system are not doing their work properly. The lymph system is what removes waste from hydrogen cells. When it can't filter out acids, it affects the kidneys and other glands, and the kidneys being unable to filter acids will have the lymph system back up. So in this case, you can see it's all backed up. You also have a very thick malabsorption ring, not dark ring going around the pupil. It's a malabsorption ring. It indicates that you are malabsorbed. This is due to mucus plaque in the small intestines. You need to remove that with the bowel cleanser and the bowel strength tincture. If you look at the bowels, this is the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. You can see it's quite chronic, okay? And you have radicularis, very deep lines leaching out the pupil. Indicates toxic tunnels of waste leaching out other body parts and glands. Especially here, the thyroid is very prominent. So the thyroid and parathyroid right here, and the tonsils right here are full of lymph. Okay, you need to detox that. I would use a thyroid lift tincture, and I'll also use the endocrine tincture to address the parathyroid as well and tonsils. So this dark line here hits the heart. You can see it's chronic or weak heart. Okay, this dark line right here hits the thyroid. This shows a chronic and weak thyroid. And this dark line right here hits the ribs and thorax region. Also shows chronic lymph stagnation. I will detox all this with 100% fruit diet and the herbs. So right here is pituitary gland, and right here is pineal gland. And the pituitary gland is the master gland of the endocrine glands. It controls all the other endocrine glands like the thyroid, pineal, parathyroid. So you need to address this. Use the I would use a pituitary glandula and pituitary tincture. Okay, and here for the pineal gland affects sleep if you don't fix it. Okay, and also hormone regulation. So I would use the endocrine tincture as well. For the heart, this really hits the heart right at the heart here level right here. Okay, so the heart is consisted of lymph. I would address this quickly. Right here is where the spleen is located. Okay, you can see it's quite clearly compromised. The spleen is what cleans the blood. So if I would be addressing this with a 100% fruit diet and use the spleen tincture as well. And right here is where the diaphragm is located, and right beside it is where the ovaries and testes will be located. Okay, testes for a male, ovaries for a female. And here's the pancreas. You can see it's chronic. So I use the liver and pancreas tincture, and I would use a female reproductive formula if a female and prostate formula if a male. This dark spot right here hits the vagina region and the uterus region. Okay, in a male, it would be the penis and the prostate. It's chronic. I would use the female reproductive formula for a female and the prostate formula for a male because these are anti-inflammatory. Okay, all this section right here is the bladder section. Right here is the lower back. Here's the middle back, and here's the upper back. You can see it's all chronic, and you have lacuna developing. Okay, so these are fairly compromised. And the spine runs right here. Also heavy lymph stagnation, congestion. I would use the circulation herbs and go 100% fruit diet to address this. Very prominent in the eye. If you look closely, you see those white dots going around the iris. That indicates your lymph nodes are stagnant or getting swollen. You need to address this quickly, okay? Because you also have nerve rings. Those rings going around the eye indicates you have weak adrenals. If you look closely right here, this dark line right here is where the adrenals are. And here's the kidneys. You can see chronic adrenals. Chronic adrenals, you get the nerve rings, and also you look at the bowels. Okay, a line going around the bowels. It's called autonomic nerve wreath. Indicates weak digestion as well. So this needs to be addressed. Okay, so the bowels and the kidneys are compromised. The adrenals are compromised. So adrenals, I would use the adrenal glandula, and I would use adrenal tincture. Kidneys, I would use kidney tea and kidney flash tincture. Bowels, I'll use the bowel strength tincture and the bowel cleanser. And to address all this, because it's going to take a bit of time. If you look closely around the iris, you see a purple hue. That's cholesterol. Okay, indicates high acidosis. The body uses cholesterol to fight acids to protect you. And underneath it is a dark ring as well as a skin ring. Indicates a weak thyroid, which you do have here, right here. So all needs to be cleaned up. It'll take a bit of time, but once you start, you get better of time, and the eye will get lighter and lighter. To me, this looks like a true brown eye color. And so potentially speaking, it will get very light as you detox.